Hey there, and welcome to another video for Math Foundations Pre-Calculus 10. For some reason, I still can't remember what class this is. It's just Math 10. Okay, so this particular video is about polynomials, and we're going to be multiplying monomials times a binomial or a trinomial. This is review for first semester. So this one should be super easy for you. I'm going to give you some tricks and hints that'll help you do spectacular, because that's the goal. That's why I'm teaching polynomials the second time in the second semester. No, second time in grade 10, sorry. Is this you need to know really well so that when you hit in grade 12, you're not worried about the polynomial rules. You know that, you're just worried about the new stuff. Here we go. Okay, first of all, monomial means one term. All of these things up here from the last video, those are all monomials. Binomial is something like x plus 6 or y minus 10. I could even go crazy and go a plus b. I can go one more. I can go -6 minus b. Right? Two terms. Most of the time it's going to look like one of these, but we can mix it up a little bit. And we're going to do a monomial times a binomial. Okay. Again, up here, this is a monomial times a monomial. All of those are monomials. That's why we could do it so easy all at once. So I'm just going to use this one as my example. 2 5b plus 7. All right. So the name of the rule we're going to use is the distributive rule. I don't know if it's a distributive rule or distribution or whatever you want to call it. So imagine this person has cookies. I've got your attention now. They have cookies and they're going to distribute it to everybody in the line, which means first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a cookie. So 2 times 5b. Then I'm going to give this guy a cookie. Plus 2 times 7. That's distribution. Right? Some students, oh yeah, do the arrow thing. Okay, do the arrow thing. What this is it just helps me organize my thoughts. Once you've done polynomials as long as me, I don't actually need this line. I can go 2 times 5b in my head. Maybe you can too. But for teaching purposes, it's so much easier to show it this way. So this line, once you get good, is optional. If you're not good, show me the work. And even if you mess up, I can give you some extra things. Okay, so 2 times 5 is 10b plus 14. Ta-da! And we're done. Because now we're looking at addition, and these, they are not like terms, so we cannot put them together. So organization, multiplication. Some things that are going to make good. 1, if there are 2 terms in here, ANSW, sorry, brain fart. Yeah, that's supposed to be answer. It got messy. So if there's 2 terms here, there's 2 terms in my answers. See, I don't know what this is, but I know there should be 2 terms. So one of the things students like to do is they like to just and squish it down and make it 1 term, but you can't. There's not 2. These are not like terms. You can't put them together. So that question, that statement is going to be right 99 times out of 100. I will show you one later where it doesn't work. But if you are not sure, don't put them together. Don't feel the need to make it all into one. All right. Second rule, the second hint. 2. If multiplying by a positive, the signs, forgive me, matchy matchy. I use a lot in Math 20, so, which means the first one, these are both positives, my answer is both positive. Okay, if this was a negative in the middle, then it's a negative down there. I guess I should add if multiply, whoopsies, by a negative, negative, comma. Oh goodness. This is clearly going to be my last video of the day. I'm messing up the signs in the bracket are opposite. There we go. Ta-da. Those are just some things that'll make you smart, make you look good. Okay, so I did this one. Another way is thinking this in terms of you're meeting new people. So you're meeting someone, you're a polite person, you're going to shake hands. And then there's another person standing there. And shake hands again. There you go. So 6 times 5 is 30. A cubed plus 6 times 2 is 12. A squared. These are not like terms. They are both A's. They are both A's, but the exponents don't match. So we're done, right? Just like the rule says. 2 terms here, 2 terms here. Yeah. With my stuff. I'm going to show you what the exception to the rule would look like. So it's the exception to this one. There are no exceptions to the sign rule. So say, for example, 3x 5a minus 6a. Okay. Remember, this is multiplication. I don't need to have matchy letters or anything. So if I distribute 3x, so 3, oh, no. Yes, let's write it out. 3x times 5a plus 3x times minus 6a. Okay, I should, before we go further, this is an understood plus up there. So that's where that comes from. But it's important that this, and most importantly, that goes there. So I'm going to get 15 ax minus 18 ax. So 2 terms, 2 terms. And there was a negative in between, negative in between. Okay, so here's the part where it's an exception. These are what? You know, they're like terms. So I can actually subtract it. Minus 3ax. Done. So this is one where it does go down to 1 term, but that's because right here, those were like terms to start with. So if I had followed, I'm sorry, I'm squishing this in the very corner here. And I feel sorry for whoever looks at my answer key. It's going to be all messy. This should have been the first thing you should have said, well, 5a minus 6a. is minus a. All right, so like terms. And then you're just going to get 3, whoops, ax, like that. Done. This is not wrong. It's wrong if you stop there, but it's okay to do it this way. But if you recognize it, you can do that. But that only happens like probably 1 out of 25 questions. If I remember to make changes to the software to make it do that, otherwise you won't see it. But occasionally it happens. Most of the time, 2 terms here, 2 terms there. You are golden. Whoopsies, sorry, my bad. All right, next page. Oh, good. All right, I'm going to do 2 more. And then I'm going to ask you to work on your own and figure these out. So distributed property, 8n times 4n plus 8n times minus 2. 8 times 4 is 32, n squared. Now careful, minus 8 times 2 is 16n. So always, the moment you see a negative mixed in there somewhere, double check your work. So two terms here, 2 terms here, check. A negative in the middle, check. So we are golden. This is the one I wanted to get to. Minus 7m times 3m. Now, careful, when we do the second part, it's minus 7m, right? That negative times minus 7. So minus 7 times 3 is minus 21 m squared. And negative times negative makes positive 49 m. So this is what I meant from before. If I'm multiplying through by a negative, my signs are going to change. So if we look at the bracket, 2 parts, answer 2 parts, check. But this was a positive, now it's a negative. This was a negative, now it's a positive. So I know I'm okay. Because for me personally, and most students, it's sign errors that mess us up more than anything else. So just be careful. All right, hold on. Please turn off the video. Do the remaining, so you can do the rest of the page. I bet you can. And then either check the answer key or turn the video back on. I bet if you did it all, you probably even like fast forward or make me talk really fast like this. I can't do that for very long. And just check your answers. Okay, I'm gonna just you turn the camera back on. So we're gonna distribute. Now, my bad. I should have had a plus in there. Just get, you know what? You do that in every single question, just to remind yourself that that's what's supposed to go on. 5 times 5 is 25, n squared. Excuse me, 5n times negative 8 is minus 40n. And there we go. 2 terms, negative in the middle. Signs are okay. 4m. So when, for a question like this, I'm not necessarily going to be looking for this line because I think a lot of you probably by this point can just do this in your head. 4 times 5 is 20. M squared plus 4 times 6 is 24. M. So at this point, I'm going to put optional. But if you're not sure or you're stressed out because of an exam, do it. It's not going to hurt you. It doesn't take that much long. This is just one step. We organize, then we multiply. Oh, pay attention, we got a negative out front. So minus 3x times 2x and minus 3x times minus 7. So this sign comes with it. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x squared. Negative 3 times negative 7 is plus 21x. So if I look here, 2 and 2 terms, 2 terms. This was a positive, now it's the opposite. This is a negative, now it's the opposite. Not going to be a sign error that's going to make my mistake. I think I gave you too many of these that are really easy, so you should be really good at it. 5x to the third times 7x plus 5x to the third times 5. 5 times 7 is 35. X4 25. X3. Done. 2 terms, plus in the middle. Check. You know what? This is not a binomial anymore. These were binomial, 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 because they all had 2 terms. This one is called a trinomial because there's 3 terms. But the process is exactly the same. So think of it as having, instead of having 2 children that you have to give cookies to, you have 3 children now. So 5x times 3x squared plus 5x times x plus 5x times minus 6. Don't lose the minus. And there we go. Now we can do it. So again, this is organizational step. So 15x to the 3 plus 5x squared minus 30x. And we're done. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Plus, minus, plus, minus. Yay! Team. Okay. Sorry. Did I mention earlier this is going to be the last video? I'm getting a little cheeky. Oh, almost done. So now we're going to go 4. So 4 times 6a squared plus 4 times minus 8a plus 4 times minus 5. I guess I should say the arrow thing also is not like I'm going to give you marks for it, just reminding distributive. And I do them one at a time because it's like, okay, I need to focus on just this part that I just drew. So 24a squared minus 32a minus 20. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, negative, negative, negative. Okay, we're golden. Ta-da! This one should have been up at the top where we did the negative ones. Okay, what happens with the signs in a polynomial when you multiply by a negative? The signs change. Are the opposite of those in the original brackets. One thing that I've learned through teaching and also studying throughout the years is sometimes I'll write a rule and then I'll look at it like a month later and go, huh? What did I mean? So not only do I want this, I would suggest as part of our answer, for example, minus 2 times x minus 5 minus 2 times x minus 2 times minus 5. So it's minus 2x plus 10. And take my happy little pen, my highlighter. Well, all I've got. Because sometimes I can do it, but I can't explain it very well. I think you're familiar with that. All right, last question. What are the options? I don't know. This is one I wrote. I don't know why I said what are the options. Okay. Not doing it is not considered to be an option. You can. It feels weird, but you can actually distribute backwards. Okay. Truthfully, I'm doing this. Okay, let me back up. Important question. 3 times 5 is what? I'm assuming 15. 5 times 3. I know you're looking at me, Joanne. You're tired. You're not making any sense. It's 15. There is a fancy name for that rule. I can't remember what it is. But what I do know is when I multiply, order really doesn't matter. So if I have this with the 5x to the third behind, I can put it out here. Because it just feels better. Because every other question I've done has had the monomial at the front, binomial at the back. 5x3, 3x squared, plus 5x to the third, times minus 4x, plus 5x to the 3, times 10. 5 times 3 is 15x to the fifth, minus 20, 3 and 4, 3 and 1 more is 4, plus 5 times 10 is 50, x to the third. Ta-da! Okay. I realize it, whoops, sorry. Probably should have showed you the other options, but that's what I would do. Multiplication order doesn't matter, so plop it in the front. 3x squared minus 4x plus 10 times 5x cubed. I mean, you can do this. It feels weird, but you get exactly the same thing. It just feels really bizarre. Okay. Or remember we were talking about giving cookies. So we can stand out in the front of the line and give cookie, cookie, cookie. We can stand in the back of the line and go cookie, cookie, cookie. Backwards. But maybe this is the best child ever. And these are 3 doting parents, grandparents. These are 3 aunties. Okay. And this auntie could give him a cookie. And this auntie could give him a cookie. And this auntie could give him a cookie. We can do it that way too. I mean, it would look exactly like this, except it would sort of look like 3x squared times 5x cubed minus 4x times 5x cubed plus 10 times 5x cubed. And you'd still get the same answer. So it's up to you. I'm lazy. This is probably the easiest. And with that, salute. Goodbye, my friends. It has been fun, but we are done today. Bye. Stop recording. Yes.